Good morning, girls. So, this morning, I want to speak to you about the pain of trauma. I think that there's so many of us that goes through that, and I want to encourage some women this morning. I know that there's women that go through horrific things in their life. I know that some of us come through situations where pain and unrighteousness was afflicted, where the enemy just came in and took without permission, you know, and then you get situations where you have inflicted on yourself because you don't know what you don't know. You don't have the skill. You don't have people running in front, helping you, telling you. And I think that's what Favorite One is about, is that, being running in front and impacting the next generation. Many times we go through this and we overcome. We all come from sad situations where our hearts has been broken, but we overcome by the grace of the Lamb and His blood. And we go through up and downs in life. We go through life in victory, overcoming, and then again, every time it feels like you hit a pothole and you cry your eyes out because, why, Lord? Why should I deal with this pain again? Why should I get to this place again? Lord, I thought we dealt with this. I thought that this is now something in my past. And then in certain situations, you get to a place where you realize that you are still doing some funny things. You're still reacting in fleshly ways in situations like rejection and shame and not belonging. And then you ask yourself, but where does this come from? And then without, when you have to start dealing with these things, because if you really want to be free, you want to, relax in who Jesus is, and you want to relax in who you are, and you want to understand your worth. But then you have to deal with this little small things to get to that place, and you have to face it because it's going to cripple you all the time. It's like little foxes in the vineyard, and you say, okay, Lord, let's do this. And again, you get back to that place where you have to face that pain again. You have to go back, and it's maybe years and years, and you thought, Lord, what's this? I have to deal with this again. And it's crazy how it tears you up and leaves a hole inside your heart. And I really sat before the Lord and I said to Him, Lord, what is this? I thought we have overcome. We have overcome by the blood of the Lamb. We are made new. And the Lord said to me, Nolene, He said, every time the pain comes, it is not a bad thing. He says that every time the pain comes, it is the Spirit moving in you, birthing something new. And he gave me a reminder of how we as women, when we give birth, the contractions is needed, the pain is needed. And because my question to Him was, Lord, why don't you take the pain away? I thought freedom would be living without the pain. No more pain, no more thinking about it, just a testimony, that's enough. But He said to me, Nolene, the pain will never go away. There will be times where you manage it well, but the pain will never go away. And He reminded me of the women giving birth and how the contractions come and how necessary that contractions is. And I'm also into dark breeding, and sometimes when my female mommy would be giving birth, I would feel so sorry for her and I would want to help her. And knowing my profession, I know how to help her. I can do things to help her in the process. You know, I can try to get her pain less. But the problem is that if there's no pain, there's no contractions. And then there's a problem. So the pain is so necessary. And God just says, you know what, it's like a layer. Every time the pain comes, and I remember how my daughter Grace, when she was born, I wasn't the labor one. I didn't want to do that thing. That's why my children is 5 years apart from one another. And I remember how I went into labor pains, and the pain was so terrible. It was just, wow, it was bad. And I remember how I went into that pain labor, and at one stage, I saw a hand, a vision of a hand, God's hand, and the hand was with me. And every time the pain came, I pressed into his hand deeply, deep, deep, deep. And every time I pressed into his hand, it's like something in the palm of my hand pressing into. And every time the pain came, I pressed in. But every time I pressed in, it was like the pain relaxed. And God just said to me, you know what, it's this. It's like this layers, like an onion that gets peeled off, you know. But every time the pain comes, our relationships deepen because I press deeper into Him. And it's the pressing deeper into Him that matures us. And wow, we've got an amazing God. God never wastes hurt. God never ever wastes hurt. And I want to really encourage some of you today that if you are going through pain, if you are going through bad situations, if the past comes to haunt you and tell you, but look at what you've done, look at your life, look at your mess, you tell that past, you tell that, sorry, it is not mine anymore. I am set free. This is just my process with my dad, and something new is being birthed. So guys, I want to really encourage you. Embrace the pain. Be blessed.